A very good evening. You're most welcome to the NILEcast News Bulletin live at 7 p.m. Today is a Friday, 20th of December 2024, and Christmas is around the corner, and you know what that one means. My name is Masidraru, the anchor for tonight, and before we get any further, let's first take a look on the headlines making big stories tonight. Coming up in the news tonight, leaders ascertains porous borders as a threat to security of Ugandans. Pakwach District Councillors blames school head teachers over sports fee levied on learners. And Muni University Refeature Project wins the third edition of Sianat Tournament. More of these details will come in the NILEcast live at 7 p.m. Welcome back from the headlines, and moving on, porous borders have been discovered by leaders in northern region as a threat to national security and development. This was revealed by Maurere Abeg, the manager, Customs, Northern Region, during a stakeholders engagement meeting on peace and security at Afoji border post on the 19th of December 2024. Okumu Anthony Dominic has more of the story.
The stakeholder engagement meeting organized by Ministry of East African Affairs is aimed at finding out the challenges faced by the communities living along the Uganda-South Sudan border, especially Yumbe and Moyo districts, so as to present the challenges to the East African community leaders to be resolved. Maurere Abe, the manager, Customs, Northern Uganda, reveals that the porous borders have caused a lot of problems to the country since many people cross into the country illegally and tend to avoid being checked for illegal items, which pose a security threat to the public, and the smuggled fuel tends to disrupt the registered fuel businesses within the country, which retards development.
Porous borders have really disturbed us as Uganda Customs, because when we have people passing through porous borders, then it means they are missing out on our checks to confirm what is being brought into the country. Sometimes people who use porous borders have hidden dangerous materials like guns and bullets, and they bring them into the country. One of the other diseases mentioned about people who go to the camp and they kill their friends and run back to South Sudan. Those people definitely don't use the customs border. They pass through those porous borders. And also we have struggled with the issue of fuel which transits through to South Sudan and then it is brought back. That fuel most times has not paid the requisite taxes in our country, and because of the difference in the tax regimes, the tax regime in South Sudan is a bit lower than the one of Uganda. So when that fuel is brought back here, it can be sold at a much lower price than the one being sold at our petrol stations. Remember, these petrol stations are providing employment to our people. Those are business people who are already paying income tax to URA. So the smugglers are disadvantaging them and they may push them out of work. Therefore, we shall lose taxes and we shall also lose employment for our local people who are employed at those petrol stations.
Sekamwa Julian, the Deputy Resident District Commissioner Moyo, said the district experiences illegal entry and exit due to the existence of the porous borders, but said they have managed to deploy the Uganda People's Defense Forces along the borders so as to curb the cases of illegal entry and smuggling, which affects the economy of both Uganda and South Sudan.
Because of the challenge of the border not being clearly demarcated, we have the challenge of in and out movements through ungazetted border points. What we do is intensifying the deployment using our security forces, that is UPDF. It's mandated to protect our borderlines, but also continuously engaging our counterparts in Kajokeji, because this smuggling and illegal movements also affect them as much as they affect us. So we need to synchronize our approaches so that we can deal with the problem from home and across. So that is what we are doing.
Honorable Asiku Kasim, the district speaker, Yumbe District Local Government, urged the two countries to engage at an international level and demarcate the border so as to put an end to the conflicts affecting the different communities who live along the border lines.
So my key recommendation is that as we have resolved on some of those issues being discussed at our level, the two countries of South Sudan and even the Republic of Uganda, the heads of state, at a later time must also now discuss at their level to ensure that the demarcation of the border points and the boundary between the people of South Sudan and now Uganda should be resolved. If the demarcation of the international boundary will be undertaken by the two countries, I am quite sure some of the challenges we are experiencing here will finally get resolved.
Oluport Lazarus, the Senior Regional Integration Officer, Ministry of East African Affairs, outlined the objectives and the purpose of the stakeholder engagement meeting.
It's purposely to see as a country how can we elevate the challenges that have been causing community conflicts, especially at communities and districts bordering Uganda and South Sudan. So the major objective is to understand the underlying factors that are fueling these conflicts, and that's why we cause the stakeholder engagement, specifically colleagues and ministries, departments and agencies that are in the security and peace sector.
Dominic Anthony Okumu, West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
Moving on, Pakwach district councillors have raised concern about the distressing manners of school head teachers, reportedly levying extra and unfair sports fees on learners in Pakwach district. During a recent fourth council meeting held at Pakwach district boardroom, drew attention that learners in Wadlai sub-county have been requested to pay a sports fee of 5,000 Ugandan shillings per term, which is contrary to the Ministry of Education guidelines. Alfred Jawok reports.
Pakwach district councillors are concerned about the disturbing trend of school teachers levying extra sports fee on learners. The school administration had been overcharging learners for sports fees, leaving many families struggling to make ends meet. Despite parents' financial struggles, the councillors want the learners receive free education. During the recent fourth council meeting held at Pakwach District Boardroom, Honorable Edward Pachuthom, District Councillor Wadlai Sub-County, said the school administration announced that learners will be required to pay a sports fee of 5,000 shillings per term, contrary to the government policies.
UPE for the learners who are in primary. But you will find that these learners are being charged to pay what is called sport fee, and yet the government is also paying for them as well as the parents. I want to ask the chairperson for media production, what social service, what comments and conditions you have put for the school, or you have charged school not to make these parents pay twice, because government is paying on their behalf as well as them. It's like cheating. So my recommendation, we go by one. If government is paying, let the little money parents are paying shouldn't be there.
Guillaume Walter, Chairperson Social Services Committee, Pakwach District Local Government, said he tried to negotiate with the school administration, explaining their financial difficulties, but their pleas fell on deaf ears. The school insisted that the fee was mandatory and learners who failed to pay would be barred from participating in sports activities.
There is a certain percentage which caters for sport, which is 20% every term. That is the reason why the committee came up with that recommendation that teachers should no longer demand for extra payment for sport activities. Because last time, one of the members said that it has been agreed in the AGM meeting. But I attended one of the AGM meetings on 12 November 2024. The person who represented DO stated it clearly that day that the district education committee are the one who came up with that payment, and it was approved by CAO.
In response, Honorable Dina Namugaya, Secretary Social Services Pakwach District, said they petitioned the school administration demanding reduction in the sports fee. She urged that the current fee was exorbitant and unfair, particularly for families struggling to make their ends meet.
That you had a pass, you sit down, you write a report, you sit down with those stakeholders and you find out, dig out what is the problem. Then we write a report to the CAO, chairperson LOC 5, then copy also to the DCDO on those kind of issues. Then the issue will be rectified. Even me, I'm requesting that let me receive a copy for easy follow-up.
This serves a reminder that even small actions can make a significant difference in the lives of others. By standing up for what is fair and just, individuals can create positive change and promote a more equitable society. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nilecast.
And moving to Madi sub-region, leaders in Moyo and Obongi districts demand for power extension in all the administrative units so as to boost value addition. The leaders raised the concern after being engaged by West Nile Television on power extension within the sub-region. Take a look.
Obongi district as a whole has never been connected to electricity since it was carved out of Moyo district. Meanwhile, some parts of Moyo district have also not been connected to electricity, something which the leaders say affects value addition to the local products, which retards development. Honorable Asusi Jebisam, the Secretary of Finance and Production, who doubles as the district councillor Metu sub-county, said many administrative units within Moyo have not been connected to the electricity, something which affects value addition to the local products, adding that there are a lot of mineral deposits within the district, but the minerals can't be extracted because of the lack of electricity.
Electricity extension is very vital, and this is going to cause change in the community, especially in the areas of value addition. We have 10 administrative units, sub-county and town councils in the district. Not all sub-counties are connected to the national grid. And yet in Moyo we have depots of gold, we have things like lime, we have plenty of fruits. When we are talking about value addition, we need stable power. So we need to plan, capture Moyo specific issue for power, that all our sub-counties be connected to the national grid.
Honorable Anyama Williams, the chairman local council 5 Moyo, said their attention as of now is on how they can engage the government on switching on the power line from Arua through Yumbe to Moyo, which has not yet been switched on. Then they will intensify the extension of power to the lower local governments and all the government institutions across the district.
The next thing now we are fighting for is to ensure the power line that runs from Yumbe, from Arua to Yumbe to Moyo is also switched on, because our section has not yet been switched on the Karuma power. That is now what we are following up. The next thing after that is intensifying our efforts to follow up on matters of power distribution to sub-counties without electricity, connecting all government secondary schools, connecting health sanitary facilities, connecting other government institutions is now one of the things that we have. We have not been sleeping over this matter.
Honorable Dr. Bokadidi George, the Member of Parliament Obongi County, said in the past West Nile as a region had a problem of power, but since the president switched on the power line in Nebi district, the power crisis has been put to rest. But however, said since the power was switched on, no factory has been connected within the region. He therefore implored the public to make good use of the available power so as to foster development within the region.
In that we had a big problem of electricity in West Nile. In August, His Excellency the President was here in Nebi and officially commissioned the connection of West Nile to the national grid. So what is now required is the evacuation and distribution of the bulk power in Nebi and in Arua city to cover all 13 local authorities in West Nile. What has become of concern is at one moment we are crying about power not reaching us. Now government is asking us 3 months down the road, how many factories have you connected to this power? None. So the challenge for us now as leaders is to mobilize our people to use the electricity that has been extended to West Nile to Madisa region.
In August this year, the president switched on the power line from Karuma, which supplies power to West Nile region. But however, this power has not been extended to all the 13 districts within the West Nile region. It's from this background that the leaders within the Madisa region demand for the extension of this power to help boost development. Dominic Anthony Okumu, West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
Happening in the world of sports, and today is already 20th of December and the year still remains 2024. Matches, we are only left with some few days to next year, that's 2025, and right now people are actually preparing for Christmas celebration and not forgetting about the upcoming New Year. But that's not the point of discussion. The point of discussion is actually what is happening in the world of sports. As usual, we always commence everything with what's happening within the region in case they are there, and we talk about national stories and we talk about continental stories, and in most cases what we bring for you in continental stories, what is happening in the world of those AFCON qualifiers. You talk about African Champions League, maybe Confederations Cup, and much of what we discuss, we give you is always what is happening in European sports. But before we talk about any European sports, let's first start it within the region of West Nile, particularly from Yumbe. As yesterday, there was a very big final that side of Medigo Calvary, whereby Muni University Refuter Project emerged as the champions after the emerges the champions of the third edition of the Sianat Conservation Tournament. That's after beating Medigo Sub-County by 1-0 in the finals there. And the 10 days tournament climaxed yesterday with several categories being awarded, as West Nile legend Agao Rashid, who died this year, was also honored at Cassiano Stadium, the home of that's Medigo Calvary. You can look at the story, then I will bounce back to give you other stories.
Muni University Refuture Project team were on the 19th of December 2024 crowned champions of the third edition of the Sianat Conservation Tournament after beating Medigo Sub-County by 1-0 in the finals. Elion Juma's 31st minute goal was enough to separate the sides in a live broadcast game on West Nile television played at the home of FUFA Big League side Medigo Calvary Football Club. Juma, a midfielder who was also crowned as the most valuable player, attributes the success to teamwork.
The feeling right now, I feel very special, receiving the award. Being MVP of the tournament is not an easy thing. It's something that you really need to work for. So it's the hard work, the team spirit, the commitment from other players, the coordination in the field of play. That's why right now I'm holding this trophy, and the most important thing I need to give the thank to the Almighty God.
Similarly, Atikuron, the head coach of Muni University, is excited about the win, which he attributes to massive preparations.
It has been a while. We were here last year, that was last season, It was our first experience in the tournament. We managed to reach in quarterfinals. We were eliminated in the sports team. But this time we went back and reorganized. We trained strongly with the boys. Since also the university league that we've been playing has helped us a lot to build the team, and the guys are fit, really. That's why we came right from the beginning. We were banging people balls and what. We just definitely knew that we were going to take it.
Jessica Zubier, the head coach of Midigo Sub-County, however, blames the loss to overconfidence from his side.
We see the game that we played today, it was all that okay, but the problem was now, when approaching a like finals like this, sometimes when you take games, when you take yourself more aggressive that maybe you are going to win, you take more morals, maybe it will drop you. And when you go without also morals, it will lose you. But for my players, for me, they played well. It was now just a slight mistake, but like if you saw our chances, we created a lot of chances. When you misuse maybe many chances, you happen to lose. But when you use the maximum, that will count as a goal. If you look at it,
Meanwhile, Akim Sijal, the conservation officer with Cyanat and Natural Oils Limited, the organizers of the tournament, observes that it aims at raising awareness about conserving the trees.
We are deliberately involving ourselves in raising awareness in the communities about the dangers of cutting down the cyanide. Their numbers. We are using the tournament as a kind of platform to create awareness about the youth who are highly destroying tree species.
13 teams drawn from different Shanat catchment areas within Yumbe district and surrounding areas competed in this year's tournament, where the winners were awarded 1 million Ugandan shillings with the aim to raise awareness about the Shanat tree species. Masi Draru, Farish Majid, West Nile TV, Nilecast.
Come back from that local content, now jet into Europe. Before I give you the games to be played tomorrow and on Sunday in English Premier League, let me first give you something little about the Carabao Cup. Some people call it EFL Cup, Carabao Cup, Carling Cup, but it all matters. I can confirm to you the games have already reached to the semi-finals, whereby the team Arsenal has been drawn against the Magpies, that's in Newcastle. And this tie is going to be played on home and away basis. That means the first leg is going to be at Emirates Stadium, the stadium of Arsenal. After that, they will have to travel away to St. James Park for the reverse fixture. Meanwhile, for the Cops, that's Liverpool, they have been drawn against the team of Spurs. And the focus of the current head coach of Spurs, that's Ange Postecoglou, is to see that he wins the trophy for the team of Spurs, because they have been always coming closer, but touching the gong has been something difficult for the London-based club. I'm talking about the team of Spurs. And yesterday, we saw the team of Spurs going past the team of Manchester United. Meanwhile, for Liverpool on Tuesday, they went past Southampton. And for Arsenal, they had a dramatic win over their London rivals, that's Crystal Palace. Meanwhile, for Newcastle, they did sweep away their arch-rivals called Brentford, but it's not a derby. Newcastle is a neighbor to teams like Sunderland, but they did sweep away the side Brentford. That's why we have seen them into the semi-finals. And this trend brings us to what is going to transpire over the weekend in English Premier League. The biggest encounter to me will be the game between Liverpool and the team of Spurs. But this game will be on Sunday. But look at the other games to be played tomorrow. The early kickoff game is going to be between the team of Aston Villa and Manchester City. And this game will be at Villa Park. And it's going to be at 3:30. Then at 5 p.m. exactly is when the side does the side in the names of Newcastle will be traveling away to Ipswich Town. And for Crystal Palace, they will have to still maintain Selhurst Park as they welcome that's Arsenal, a tricky fixture for the team of Arsenal, as Nottingham Forest will be traveling away to Brentford. Actually, it's going to be the repeat of what happened yesterday. Yesterday, they were for EFL Cup quarterfinals. Then come tomorrow, they will be for the Real League, that's English Premier League. Meanwhile, for the team of Brentford, they will be taking on that's Nottingham Forest. And the last game to be played tomorrow will see the game between Brighton and the team of West Ham, and it will be taking place at the home ground of that's the Hammers. A very entertaining game it's going to be. And then these games are set to bounce back on Sunday, with Everton set to have a date with the team of Chelsea. Meanwhile, as I said earlier on, Liverpool will be traveling away to that's Spurs. And for the team of Manchester United, they will have to take on a stubborn Bournemouth. And this game will be at Old Trafford, as Southampton will be leaving St. Mary's Park and travel away to Private Cottage to take on the team of Fulham. And the last game will see the game between Leicester City and the team of Wolves. Before I leave the studios for the next program, Bamdele, who doesn't know this guy, Bamdele, I'm talking about Dele Alli, finally has left the team of Everton after the expiration of his contract. Rather, his contract got done in June. He has just been training with the trophies, but finally he's going to leave the team of Everton. And we can all remember under Pochettino, that was when the guy was performing very brilliantly. And Mourinho came, things were not working for him, till he has to leave the team of Spurs, going to Turkey Super League to play for Besiktas, coming back to England, playing for the team of Everton. Now he is leaving the team of Everton. And right now the latest information is that the current head coach of Como, that is Francesc Fabregas, is saying that he can actually continue to train with them. We are observing the situation whether he's going to sign for Como, but he's going to start training with the team of Como after the Christmas break, because the Italian Serie A, all the teams in Italy, they have already gone for that Christmas period, and they will be bouncing back. That means Bamdele will be training with the team of Como. Personally, I'm a fan of Dele Alli. Leaving that one there, Manchester City defender, that's Ruben Diaz, another setback for the team of Manchester City, is again going to be out for 3 to 4 weeks for the Etihad-based club. That's why I'm saying it's another setback for the team of Manchester City. Because of that muscle injury, he actually sustained the injury during their defeat into the hands of that Manchester United in that Manchester derby in the league there. Have the best of your night. We'll link up again tomorrow.
Thank you so much for watching West Nile Television Now, cast that runs your way Monday to Monday with Mercy Daru and other anchors. Thank you so much for watching. And